Oh shit, here we go again.
Okay, I've had enough. I've officially spent too much time on the dark side of the internet, and I think my last two brain cells just packed their bags and left. There's a very specific genre of men the internet is obsessed with. He has emotional damage, questionable ethics, and at least one personality trait that would get him blocked in real life. We've all seen it. You're scrolling, minding your own business, and suddenly, BAM! You're hit with a 4K edit of a guy who literally eats people. But because he has a nice jawline and a tragic past, the comments are full of people saying, So in this episode, we're tracing the pipeline. We're going from harmless TV edits to unhinged book recs, all the way to a guy who actually thinks that being hot makes him immune to the law. It's a journey, guys. A dark, delusional journey. Let's dive in before I completely lose my mind.
Okay, let's go. I want a man who's morally gray, like 50 Shades, no more like 87, okay?
87 Shades? At that point, he's not morally gray. He's just a criminal with a career and one bad day away from getting a life sentence.
I want a boy who's ethically blurred, who says I love you, but like in a murdery way, sir?
In a murdery way, sir. First of all, stop saying sir to the guy who's clearly planning where to hide the body. And murdery isn't an adjective you want in your wedding vows. I promise you.
I don't need flowers or boring old trust. I want angst, betrayal, and emotional dust.
Boring old trust. Yeah, trust is so last season. Who wants to feel safe when you can have emotional dust, which I assume is just the feeling of your sanity crumbling into a pile of nothing?
If he's not an ex-death eater with trauma and sass, I'm swiping left, get your empathy out of my ass.
Empathy is a basic human survival instinct, but yeah, okay, let's just toss it in the trash can. I guess if he hasn't committed at least one war crime for a magical cult, he's just not boyfriend material.
He's telling me Draco Malfoy bullied her for 6 books straight, and I'm supposed to want Ron Weasley. Ew, I want sharp cheekbones and sharper daddy issues, babe.
Ew, Ron Weasley? You mean the guy who actually liked her, protected her, and didn't call her the wizard equivalent of a racial slur for 7 years? Yeah, what a loser. Imagine preferring the guy who spent his teenage years being a literal fantasy fascist because he has sharp cheekbones.
Stop it. Get some help.
Red flags, I call them love notes. Gaslight, gatekeep, give me that code. Brooding, broke, bad communicator. Yes, 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 and I'll catch him later.
Brooding, broke, and bad communicator. Congrats, you just described a guy living in his mom's basement who won't text you back for 3 days. Truly, the peak of masculine excellence.
Joe Goldberg, read my text. Stalk me softly, break my necks.
There's no soft way to stalk someone. It's a felony. Joe Goldberg doesn't want to read your text. He wants to lock you up in a glass cage and wear your skin.
If he's toxic but hot, I'm on board. Welcome to the fandom, Your Honor. I simp for Discord.
Your honor is right, because that's exactly who you're gonna be talking to when your toxic king finally loses it. I'm on board. Yeah, on board for a lifetime of trauma and a very expensive lawyer.
I read Dramyani smut, don't look at me. Enemies to lovers is my bachelor degree.
Girl, if enemies to lovers is a degree, you need to go back to school for a refund.
Yes, Draco called her a mudblood boohoo, but now they're shagging in the room of requirement, and so should you.
Mudblood boo-hoo? We're just boo-hooing fantasy racism now? This is the level we've reached. He hated her entire existence for a decade, but he's hot now, so get over it.
I'll make you sick!
He's plotting murders, I'm plotting dates. He's committing felonies, I'm calling them soulmates. My therapist blocked me, my mom's concerned, but AO3 says explicit archive warnings, none, so I never learned. Here's the thing.
Yeah, even the therapist realized that there's no saving this one. And your mom is right. When the woman who gave birth to you is literally concerned, maybe you should stop taking relationship advices from fanfiction sites where the tags include Stockholm Syndrome and toxic positivity.
Stop it. Get some help.
If your favorite character doesn't have a tragic backstory, an arrest record, a weird ring he talks to at night, are you even reading literature? Or are you just safe and mentally well?
Yes! Yes, I'm safe and mentally well, and it's great. Why is being mentally stable being treated like a boring chore? I mean, I like knowing my partner is not going to plot a murder while I'm making dinner. Call me crazy, but I think not having a police record is a pretty solid foundation for any relationship.
Red flags, I call them love notes. Toxic kings in long black coats. If he's brooding and morally bad, sign me up, I'll call him dad.
Call him dad? Can we go 1 minute without making it weird? We've gone from he's a bad boy to he's a brooding murderer to daddy issues. Bro, it's a bingo card of things that require a professional intervention.
Joe Goldberg, murder me sweet, but spell my name right when we meet.
There's no sweet way to get murdered, Susan. Yeah, and Joe Goldberg definitely won't spell your name right on your tombstone because he'll be too busy stalking his next soulmate.
I love men with moral decay, and if loving them is wrong, that's exactly why I'll stay.
That is the most I have zero self-preservation skills sentence I have ever heard. Stay where? In his trunk?
What's not clicking? What's not clicking?
See, this is where the brainrot starts. We've been conditioned to think that intense means passionate.
What the fuck? No!
If he's brooding and has dark hair, we ignore the fact that he's a literal serial killer.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
Since when did "I'll kill for you" become a compliment? Like, no, babe, I don't want you to kill for me. I want you to take the trash out and maybe not gaslight me for the next 5 minutes. Is the bar that low?
Next question.
Yeah, but if you think that song is bad, wait until you see the actual books these people are reading.
Unhinged books that I could not put down. Listen, it is very important to me that you know I would sell your organs within seconds. If it meant I got to reread these for the very first time again, I just figured honesty is the best policy at the beginning of friendships.
Enter the enablers. This creator says she'd sell your organs to reread these books. Sis, I need my organs to process the fact you just said that. Like, give me a moment. I need to discuss my market value with my kidneys real quick, because apparently we're being created for a Kindle download.
If you like your main male characters deranged, then you need to come meet Kylo. Kylo's friend tells him, hey, you need to go find a hobby. So while he's out trying to find a hobby, he sees a girl and he thinks to himself, I don't think my best friend meant I need to go become a professional follower, but professional following can be considered a hobby, right? You didn't have to cut me off. And I mean, come on, we love a man with a good hobby around here. So Kylo ends up professionally following this girl. He becomes so obsessed with her, okay, that he then practically, basically, neither confirm nor deny, kind of, sort of, ends up drowning her.
Ah, yes, what an approach. Drown her until she says yes technique. Very demure, very romantic. Most guys just try a pickup line, but Kylo really went for the waterboarding approach. And she calls it a hobby? Following someone isn't a hobby, Karen. It's a felony. If I see a guy professionally following me, I'm not thinking vampire romance. I'm having Usain Bolt's soul inside my body.
Okay, just to get her to agree to basically become his. But he also worships the ground she walks on because he's super obsessed with her. If you want a dark fantasy vampire romance, go pick this up. It's a completed duology. Now let's talk about a psycho main male character, okay? He breaks into her house because he just wants to spend some time with her, and she calls the cops on him. And as he is getting dragged to the cop car, he looks over at the police officer, smiles, and goes, I think she kind of likes me. Crazy. But we like our main male characters to be a little crazy. It's also super spicy, okay? The thrust is the plot in this book. It is dark, so again, check the trigger warnings.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, oh, okay.
I told you it is unhinged, and probably one of the most unhinged books in this whole pile is this one, okay? She ends up finding herself in his domain. He decides he's gonna keep her and not let her go. And anytime he has to leave his domain, in order to make sure she doesn't run away and escape, he takes all the pain out of her body and then breaks her legs.
I said, damn, bitch.
Imagine explaining this to your grandma. Yeah, Granny, he shattered her femurs with a hammer so she can't escape. But it's okay because he worships the ground she walks on. The ground she literally can't walk on anymore, Granny. Like, are we okay? Are we as a society genuinely okay?
I'm confused.
Females are basically extinct. And so when a female is found, she's put up for auction, okay? So the female main character gets found and she's put up for auction and she's bought by 3 demons. It is a why choose. It gets spicier as the series goes on.
Why choose? I don't know, maybe choose not to be sold like a second-hand air fryer at a garage sale. Imagine your soulmate being the guy who had the highest bid on you at a demon eBay.
She can accidentally summon demons, but then she ends up getting married to her neighbor. She moves into his mansion and he looks at her and says, there is only one room you are not allowed to go in, okay? And if you go into this room, our marriage is over. And of course, she gets left home alone. And you know what? She just has got to figure out what secrets her new husband could be hiding from her in that room.
Girl, it's 2026. If a man tells you don't look in that room, he's either hiding a mountain of crusty laundry or the skeletons of the last 5 soulmates who got curious. If your marriage depends on not opening a door, girl, you're not the wife. You're the tenant in a murder house. Like, run already.
Creature tales are going where no creature tales should be going. So if you two like some unhinged romance reads, then welcome to my page where this is a no judgment zone, okay? So leave me your best unhinged romance recommendation down below so I can go add it to my reading list.
Alright, can we just pause and look at the progression here? He went from he's a stalker to he literally breaks her limbs to human trafficking but with demons. And the creator ends the video with welcome to the no judgment zone. Look, I think it's time we really need to pause and reevaluate the fact that when you spend 8 hours a day reading about guys who drown women or break their legs to make them stay, your red flag detector shouldn't just break, it should melt. Basically, we're being sold ownership disguised as obsession. In these books, the guy is super obsessed, so it's okay if he's a kidnapper. But do you notice the pattern? Every single unhinged trait is just another way to take away the woman's power. He follows her, he breaks into her house, he breaks her legs. Bro, where's the romance here? It looks like a tutorial on how to lose your basic human rights while a guy with sharp cheekbone watches.
Bruh.
And it's actually wild how people in the comment section defend this by saying, oh, it's just a trope, it's just a fantasy. Like, since when did domestic imprisonment become a trope? This is the kind of stuff that would be the villain origin story in any other genre, but because it's on Kindle Unlimited, we're supposed to find it spicy.
Bitch, get the fuck out.
But if you think fiction is bad, just wait until you see this stalker obsession is actually bleeding into real life and ruining people. Let me show you guys this Reddit thread where the dark romance lifestyle meets a very cold, very hard reality check. This poor soul out here is asking if she's broken because she actually wants a real life stalker. Just pause the video here and read it by yourself. I have only one question for this. Is there something comforting about the idea of someone being that obsessed? And look at this comment. This is the reality check the BookTok girlies don't want to hear. This user here, Zero Kami, she lived the dream. She found her dark romance bad boy and instead of a castle and a library, she got a addiction and a ruined life. See, this is the social cost of romanticizing toxic but hot. In books, the stalker is a billionaire with a heart of gold. But in real life, the stalker is a guy who won't let you see your family or friends and makes you feel like you're walking on eggshells 24/7. Bro, it's not the high intensity love, it's like high intensity trauma bond and it is ruining people.
It's getting weird. I feel really uncomfortable.
I have saved the worst for last. If you ever wonder where this morally gray obsession leads, it leads here, to this guy. Would it still be grape if he looked like this? My jaw is not just on the floor, it's underground right now. Did he actually just use a survivor's trauma to post a thirst trap? This guy really thinks his jawline is a get out of jail free card. He's basically saying that consent is an aesthetic choice. Like, oh, you were assaulted? That's terrible, but what if the guy had a nice fade and a shiny jacket? Would you still be mad then?
Huh?
Yes. The answer is yes. This is the ultimate peak of narcissism. But honestly, we have to ask, how did he even get the confidence to hit upload on this? Where does he get the idea that a girl would find literal assault not that bad if the guy is hot? Maybe he spent 10 minutes on BookTok. Looks like he sees thousands of girls making edits about how they want to be professionally followed and kidnapped spicy style, and his tiny little brain does some Olympic-level mental gymnastics. He thinks, hey, I'm brooding, I have daddy issues, I'm wearing a reflective windbreaker, if they like it in the books, they must love it in my TikTok comments as well. No, Kevin. Sit down. You've confused a fictional fantasy with a violent crime. You're looking at this unhinged readers and thinking you found a loophole in the legal system. You think you're a morally great king, but in reality you're just a guy who's one post away from permanent ban on every platform, including LinkedIn. See, this is what happens when the line between dark romance and dark reality gets blurred. Men see the simping for fictional criminals and think, oh, I get it. Consent isn't a human right, it's a beauty contest. Okay, the comments are the only thing that's giving me hope right now. People are calling it out for what it is. Disgusting. But the fact that he felt comfortable enough to post this, that's because we've built a culture that tells men being a predator is just another way of being intense and mysterious. Look, I'm not a reader of this stuff. Trust me, my brain cells are way too precious for that. But you don't need to be an insider to see the problem here. There's a massive difference between a well-written antagonist in a normal story and whatever this unhinged BookTok obsession is. If your book boyfriend would be on FBI's most wanted list, maybe keep him in the book. Or better yet, keep the book in the trash. Don't expect and don't go looking for him in the real world. Because in real world, there's no slow burn or redemption arc. There's just trauma and police sirens. So do yourself a favor and put the phone down. Stay away from this unhinged Rex and go talk to someone who thinks consent is more important than sharp cheekbones. Yeah, and I'm gonna go stare at the tree for the next 3 hours. Like and subscribe if you think we're all doomed. I'll see you in the next video and...
So there you go. I said what I said and I meant what I said because I said what I said.